work through and to overcome. Excuse me. And I thought, there is no such thing as disability. It's a frame of mind. And as I sat there and I was thinking through, stuff that I have to work through, and I thought, my challenge is easier. It's no less significant, but it's easier. Because I am present, I can hear, I can feel. And I'm using my intuition a huge amount at the moment, getting back into the gut feeling. And you all know that. I keep saying this through the show. My mission is to increase awareness on how you as an individual are so powerful. You were born with this intuition. You were born knowing all of this. And for many people, it was shut down at a very early age through various circumstances. And many of people are at the point where it's reawakening and it is being pushed up. I know when I started reawakening to the intuition and the gifts about 10, 11 years ago. It's probably longer, but that's when I actually committed to training and thinking, I've got to learn some modalities. I need to read about it and understand it. So even if you're not into reading, maybe you could go through YouTube, as I just mentioned there, and search for inspirational videos, motivational videos. Maybe you need that. And that to me was that young lady today talking about how she'd lost her hearing, and she's now through to the live finals on a talent show. But it was earlier in the week where I was in the car and driving along and listening to a really old song from the 90s and certain words in it. And again, like that, is there a song that can inspire you to get out of your own way? Like, that is literally the expression I'm going to use. We get in our own way through overthinking and through our emotions building this story in our head. So the song was Wilson Phillips, and I can't remember the actual name of the song, but it's You Can Sustain, or Are You Comfortable with the Pain? And that's what struck me. I've always been comfortable with certain emotional pains. And maybe somebody there listening this evening is going to sit there and think, that's exactly it. Do I want to continue in this pain? And how can I overcome it? And as you know, I teach about crystals. I also teach about angel healing. And that for me is very much about, that was empowering myself. Like, as I've mentioned before, anybody who works in the holistic modalities initially started out doing this to help themselves, to work through personal issues, personal pain. And it was a case of, I'll try this. I make no secret of the fact that, for many years when clients would come to me, I would know, for the initial visits, I would know I was a last resort. Because they had tried everything else. And then they heard about this and they think, sure, what the heck? And you can see behind me here in the picture, Merlin is supporting me this evening. And he's a huge influence on me personally in relation to what I've done over the years. And it could even just be something as sitting there, saying a prayer, calling your higher guides, your spirit guides, your guardian angel, whatever feels right to you. How do you call it in? Do you need to go out to the garden? Do you need to be in nature? Do you need to be in a very quiet place, playing a really nice piece of music? What is it? And we really are, we're at this stage of the year where we need support. As so many things are being pushed up. June was one of those months where old habits were being revisited. So can anybody there actually relate to that? And I'd love if people could share this even privately with me on my page or through the page itself. And just allow yourself even to use it as a platform. Just to say, this is what I've been going through and this is how I support myself, or this is how I think I'm going to support myself. Because certain things we hear, like those words in the song the other day, or are you comfortable in the pain? And it made me think, And I meditated on that, and I thought, okay, you get so used to it. That was my coming up from the meditation. You get so used to it, it becomes a habit, a way of life, but it's always been this, going to think, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? You're not alone. This is my message tonight. And, if you can even just take a few minutes, just give yourself a block of 15 minutes to either go into the library, pick up an inspirational book. It could be go onto the internet and find something that is inspiring for you through social medias. It could be it could just be a photograph. And it was just one of those pictures today I actually put up on Facebook earlier, I want to restart my life. So how would that make you feel? If you were to restart and you had to move somewhere new, restart, new location, new work colleagues, new opportunities, new friendships, would that excite you or would that scare you? And I came across another picture today, and it was one of those signs, please don't feed your fears. And I just went, yeah, fears, false expectations appearing real. We build it up in our minds. We build up these conversations in our minds thinking, oh, this is what's going to happen, and it escalates. And to the point where we have the conversation, you go, it wasn't that bad. What if you could actually, you need to have a conversation with someone, and you could actually, in your mind, work out the logic of it, doing deep breath work. Breathing is so important when you're preparing for anything, either through meditation or through, preparing for a presentation and work, a conversation you need to have with a boss, with a loved one. Key is prepare your breathing. Focus on that. Focus for a few minutes on where do I feel the emotion in my body? What is the emotion? Is it anxiety? Is it fear?